can some people be so successful in the stock market? What makes them different from others? Henry Du will share what he knows about that secret. We all want to know this. The topic of his speech this evening, Winners Think Differently. Winners Think Differently. Henry Du.
Dear fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, well, Linda just gave us a very useful suggestion for the Dow economics. My suggestion, my information posting today will be a little bit risky for you, but the more risky, it can be more interesting. In 1999, there's a survey that says 48.2% of US population own stocks. It tells me that share investing in the United States is a big thing. Probably half of people in our room already bought some shares in your life, and the other half of us will probably buy some shares later in our life. So the question is, how can a person be so successful in the stock market? We all want to know. I want to know as well, but I'm too young to tell you this information, right? However, I read a book which is called The Aggressive Investor. It's written by an Australian writer, and it says the best way to do is follow the winners. Okay. According to the book, what is the most important thing for people to get very successful in the investment market? It's not the knowledge you know. Although knowledge is very important, but it's also not that important. It's not the experience you had. Though without experience you cannot be a professional investor. It's not how hard you work, but hard working is definitely the key. The real difference, according to the author, of course, is you have to be different. You have to think differently. The winners think differently. That's the real difference. Tonight, I'm going to share a little bit points from my reading, only 3 of them. Of course, he gives a lot. And the first one is, forget what you paid. Sometimes people tend to stuck with what they paid before when they invest. And the author suggests we need to focus on whatever we have currently in our hand. For example, unfortunately I have an uncle. He invested $10,000 in the market in 2003. And the market went up after that constantly until 2007. So he doubled his income. I mean, not income really, but the investment. It's doubled to $200,000. It was good. It was a good time. He was very happy. And then what happened? Everyone knows the market crashed. He refused to sell his investment, and he keeps telling me that I made $200,000 worth of investment before. I want to get that back. And as a result, his investment down from 200,000 to 150,000, 120,000, and back to 100,000. That's the starting point for 5 years. So he's actually missing lots of opportunities to make a profit by selling investments, for this time. The second point the author points out is, don't treat the money you make in the market as the market's money. What does that mean is, some people tend to see the money, the profit they make in the investment account as they get the money from the market. For example, if you have an investment and it was up to 10%, you may say, okay, that's the money I get for free, get from the market. I don't need to worry about that much. But actually, that's not the true logic you should have. If you think in that way, what's going to happen is you start to lower the value of your profit. Probably you value your profit as value of 0 because you don't care. And as a result, that value going to decrease because you can take more risk because you don't care that much, and you probably use that profit in risky investment, something like that. And that's why some people say, let's selling our initial investment and let profit run for free. But that's not really the truth. The last point tonight I want to make is you have to be constant decision making in terms of your investment. What does that mean? Some people, they do lots of research before they buy shares. But little work has been done after they buy the share. So they kind of forget about the whole thing after they buy it. It's like you marry some girl. You try very hard before you get her to marry you. And you did nothing after that. What happened after 5 or 10 years? You think your wife will be happy to you? No. It's exactly the same thing with share. So what the author suggests is investment is an ongoing process. You need to always pay attention. What professional investor does is buying, starting, they see buying as the starting point for their investment. So after they buy, they keep paying attention and keep paying attention until they sell the investment. And the reason is because news comes along every day. Every time you need to reassess your investment position, which means you either want to sell it, you either want to buy more, or you either want to hold it just for don't touch it at all. So to sum up my presentation today, investment is like any other subject in the world. It takes time to learn. The author suggests you should having, say, 5 years minimum to learn the craft, the basic, and trying to make investment without losing money during this time.